Phoenix Down Radio is on the air. With your hosts,
Klauss Nightbringer,
Fair Kimono,
Chille,
and Luna Vox.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Down Radio, episode number 84. How's everybody doing tonight?
okay. Cold.
You're cold too, huh, Chille?
I am cold too.
I feel you there. I am very chilly here too, but not chilly, but cold.
Clones. I've got clones now. Yay.
Yes, I am.
God, that'd be scary.
I am now a Chille clone confirmed.
I wouldn't like to see a world of Chille clones.
One of us.
Oh.
It's just going to be the two of us tonight. Sarah is taking a well-deserved evening off. So you're stuck with just Klauss and Chille, so I'm sorry.
The world of Final Chille.
That would be a game that I would buy. It'd be my favorite Mass Effect.
It'll be his favorite Mass Effect.
If you're on Hyperion, come on and join us at the Phoenix Rising Free Company House. We are in Shirogane, Ward 10, Plot 60.
Yeah.
Be more than happy to have you come join us.
We have a Christmas tree.
Yes, there's actually
Sparkles.
I did put the Christmas tree out in the front as well.
Oh,
So
I can't wait till everyone gets to see their new Christmas trees from the event when it announces.
Have you seen something that I don't know about yet, Chille?
Yeah, I saw it a while back.
I must have missed that then. I'm usually
let's
pretty
just
good about
say-
keeping up on that stuff.
All I want to say is if people like DDR, they're going to enjoy the Christmas event this year.
Oh, so you mean we're going into Suzaku?
No, we're going to be performing it for a choir.
Interesting.
We'll be helping a choir sing. And you got to press buttons.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. I don't know what the song is. I don't think the song is in the game yet, but you press buttons and you got to do it in time.
What? Press buttons? In a video
know.
game? Nani?
And then it's this cute little outfit you can get. It's a Christmas themed outfit. It's been a while, so I can't remember what it looks like. And I know that there's a Christmas tree.
Okay.
Hashtag Chille hats.
I mean, it's nice that we're getting another tree. I'd like to see the return of the outside furnishings. Like
Again, I can't confirm if it's an outdoor tree or an indoor tree.
I mean,
I just know it's a tree.
Because what was it? The first year we had the outdoor tree in the event, we actually had to do stuff with those, which was a lot of fun. And then didn't we do something similar the second year?
Yeah, you had to go around clicking the trees. It was fun.
The third year, then we got internal trees, and then we got the it was the quest with the bells. We had to repair the bells.
Silver bells.
And then there was the one we had to go to the little orphanage in Ulda, and
Which I still have the gifts for.
and we got those weird dreams and
Which were the best dreams.
so many different events that we've done. So I'm anxious to see what we get this year. Hopefully it's something good.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to since the last episode?
Really, I haven't been on much. Just been doing Savage stuff, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
It's been a bit rough week because our Dragoon is away until February.
Damn.
And our tank has a work change. And he doesn't know when he's working until like the first day of the week. So
That's kind of pretty shitty that you don't get your schedule until that week.
yeah. So it's kind of like we've been trying to fit around him, but
Okay.
sometimes it's just not possible.
Yeah,
So,
that's the other reason why I don't raid, because my schedule would be all over the place, and it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun to me.
so we're going to be hopefully beating O11S on Monday.
Well, good luck to you.
So yay.
But yeah, otherwise it's been pretty busy for you. I mean, we had the VGAs on Friday.
Yeah. I was on work to game on Friday.
Or was it Thursday were the VGAs? Thursday were the VGAs.
Thursday for you.
Yeah, Friday for you,
Friday
I
for
guess.
me.
Early morning.
Well, no, yeah, Friday, yeah. Yeah, it was, 3 a.m. till 7 a.m.
Chilly time.
So,
And then
no, it was Friday because it was Friday to Saturday. Yeah, because I had work to game that same day. Because I appeared on Casually Hardcore podcast,
Chille's becoming a regular guest,
where I was on camera again for that. Chile Standard Time. I was on camera again for that, and I was wearing my Christmas poop hat.
Call you Mr. Chille? The Christmas poo?
Howdy ho.
But that's cool. So go check out the Work to Game channel if you want to see Chille on that again.
Yeah.
Did you actually get to talk this time?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I also remember I collabed with him at what do you call it? FanFest as well.
Okay.
After the live there, I went off to his room with Chris.
Ooh.
And we sat on camera and recorded.
Oh, very nice.
So I did my impressions of Work to Game as well.
Chille's just getting all around. And I'm
I still find it funny when people, Square Enix staff, kept coming up and going, "Oh my god, that's a cute beehive hat." I'm like, really?
How cute.
Yeah. Anyway, you're going to say something.
I was going to say that I'm working with Ruby and Yelta to be a guest on Gather Together coming up soon.
Nice.
So make sure to listen for that. We'll be tweeting that out when that episode is going to be going live. So
that was a fun show when
they're a lot of fun. I really like Ruby and Yelta.
Yeah, they're nice people. I met them at FanFest again.
Did they recognize you?
Yeah, and Ruby was, if I'm rightly, Ruby had the baby at the time.
Yes, Ruby and his wife, they had a baby earlier
they
this
were
year.
carrying it around.
Yep. They didn't have it last time because, well, they weren't married yet, so.
Nah.
But
time travels.
I know. Chille's the doctor now confirmed.
No.
Aside from that, let's see. I have been spending a decent amount of time in game. I've been on most nights. I've streamed most days.
Nice.
I had a hell of a lucky run today in Pyros.
Oh, nice.
We were doing some bunny farming and some NM farming, and I ended up getting 4 gold chests.
Oh, wow.
Each gold chest gives you 100,000 gil, plus some random items. The first one I popped, I ended up getting the mount and the hairstyle.
Yeah, you're rich.
Yeah, that mount right now sells for 13 million on Hyperion.
Nice.
So you're damn right that thing went up for sale. I don't think
you used the first one, right?
No, I'm selling this one. I'll get another one. Because by the time I get another one, it's going to be like half the price.
No, it won't.
Oh yeah, it will. I'm assuming I'll be getting another one sometime in the future. I mean, we've got quite a ways until the next evolution of Eureka.
Oh no, yeah, it'd be part 2 when it's here.
Correct.
You've got
more than enough time.
5 months. No,
not that long.
Months.
About 3 months.
Well, no, 4 months, because next month's the patch. So
How about 3.5 months? Let's call it.
Yeah.
Anyway, aside from that, just been working a lot and on call this week. Yay. Fortunately, a coworker is covering while I do the podcast. So thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it. So let's get into
Nick Nar.
Not Nick Nar. He's not covering. He's not a coworker. But let's go ahead and get into some gaming community news. There's actually been quite a bit of news coming out of Square Enix this last week. This bit was kind of interesting. Former Final Fantasy 15 director Tabata actually announced that he's opening up a new studio next year called JP Games.
What a name.
So, like I said, there hasn't been much else released about it, but he tweeted the logo and the fact that it's going to be starting up in January of 2019. So I'm glad that I'm not going there, but I am glad to see that he's making keeping on going and going to be staying in the games industry.
Oh yeah.
That's
well,
good.
we knew that because the reason why he left was because he wasn't able to do what he wanted.
Yeah. I want to say that there was some information regarding what Luminous is going to be doing in the future. I don't remember if I put that in here or not.
I actually haven't been paying attention to them because the VJs are just stolen my week.
Yeah, it's taken up a lot of time for you.
Yeah.
Some other good news that we saw come up on earlier this week. Famed composer Nobuo Uematsu posted an update to his Facebook page, and it sounds like his health is improving.
That's good.
This is a translated version of what he posted. Hello, this is Nobuo Uematsu. It has been a while since I last updated my blog, and I'm sorry to make you all worry. The time to start composing again is still undecided, but from next year, I'm planning to attend domestic concerts little by little. So it sounds like he's going to try and get out and be at some concerts in Japan over the next few months, but he's not sure when he's going to start doing more composing, but he is getting better, so hopefully we'll be able to see more of him around.
That's good.
Yes, always good to see somebody with his talent still able to do what they enjoy.
Yeah. And the fact he's getting better, really, that's the main thing.
Exactly. Definitely want to hear that. Also, Square Enix recently announced that they're going to be working with publisher Gumi, or developer Gumi, actually, on a new tactical role-playing game based off
FFB.
of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius.
Yeah.
It's going to be
titled War of Visions.
War of the Visions, yes. It's a spin-off of Brave Exvius, scheduled to release sometime in 2019.
You missed that Dissidia is celebrating its 10th anniversary, which is crazy.
Yeah, Dissidia is 10 years old. So, I mean, for those of you who are playing Final Fantasy, or Dissidia, Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, they're actually doing a 1K a day gem giveaway. So you'll be able to get lots of pulls if you sign in every day. You've got through, I believe, January 8th to sign in. But if you want to get all 10K gems, you're going to want to sign in 10 days before that. So, and then sign in every day.
I know it's not fantasy related, but my Dragon Ball game just got one of the mobile games of the year in Japan. So to celebrate, they're giving everyone 2018 gems, which is like 2 multi-summons when you log in.
Oh, so each one's about 1,000?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And for every day you log in for the next week, they're giving tickets, which guaranteed rare units. So...
Yep, there's a lot of giveaways and a lot of celebrations going on in those games.
Yeah, like Mobius.
Yep. They've announced Act 2, The Warrior of Despair, will be released in the global version of the game December 17th. It's going to introduce a new playable character named Sophie, a young girl who lives a boring, placid life in a sleepy little village.
I hope she sleeps a lot. That's her special ability, sleeping.
Like Chille.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I sleep all the time. I'm asleep right now.
So I'm going to name this character Chille.
Chilletta.
And speaking of other mobile games, according to an article I found on Final Fantasy Union, and now this is a direct quote from the article, those hoping Final Fantasy 15, A New Empire, would die off will be very disappointed to hear that according to Sensor Tower, the mobile game earned an average of $1 million per day in revenue last month.
Yeah, good.
Doesn't that make you sick?
It makes me sad.
I mean, I guess I'm glad to hear that people are enjoying a Final Fantasy-based game, but...
Yeah, but they should enjoy a good one.
Yeah, this one's a trash game that I tried it once and it was just disgusting.
I downloaded it, played it for about an hour. They tried to make me buy stuff. I'm like, deleted.
Yes.
I mean, I've spent money on mobile games.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you don't want to know how much you don't want to know how much I've put into Pokemon Go.
Yeah, like Dokkan Battle, the main Dragon Ball game I play, I've probably spent like close to $500 on it.
Wow, really?
Actually, no. More like 200 to 300 quid on it, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten quite that much on Pokemon Go. Maybe about 150. And I know
That's been over, what, 4.5 years?
Wow, that game's been around for that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm saying it's not like I've spent it in a year. I've spent that over the 4.5 years.
Okay,
And
so
that's
that's
just
not
guessing.
so bad. All right, so it's about the same rate that I've spent in
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I know I've put about $20 into Record Keeper as well.
Yeah, I've put about £20 into the other Dragon Ball game. Because that game really feels more free-to-play friendly than Dokkan Battle. Dokkan Battle is free-to-play friendly, but it's not as free-to-play as Legends.
Yeah.
Because they have unlike Dokkan Battle, they have a daily summon that's cheap. So.
Okay.
And you get enough from your missions to pay for the daily summon and still have extra.
Very cool. I mean, I'm finding that with Defu as well. They are pretty they're pretty generous with the gems.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always able to sit on, at least enough. Yeah. Yay, I sold Savage Materia apparently.
Yeah, I just saw it. You sold 6 of them for 13,000 gil.
I figured that being in G-Pose would have turned that off. Damn it.
No, everyone gets to see that forever.
and ever.
Don't worry. Once the next patch comes out, I don't know if you bring this up, but I couldn't see it in here. No, it's not in here, I don't think.
What?
If you do a ready check, it now makes sounds. It'd be like, I don't know what sound it is, but I want to go with.
What they did was they actually they will be changing where it is located within the sound types. It's no longer going to be
ready check will
background
make a sound when it ends.
Well, I thought they had just changed it to where people who have like the background music off, they're still going to hear it because it's now a system sound.
No, that's something else. That's
it's part of the quality of life updates that they announced.
Yeah, like the HUD translucency,
transparency.
That's it. Yeah,
that thing with the stuff that you can see
the
through.
Thing that makes it invisible.
You're invisible. I'll make you invisible, Chili.
I'll stand so still I'm invisible. That's our new word for day, everyone.
There you go. Invisible. But yeah, there was a few things like that. I don't know. I'll probably be talking about that later with other people. But I figured, you know what? Most of you guys are able to catch up on.
Invisible.
Yes, inconceivably invisible.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then the last bit that we did see is they announced the date for the 48th producer live letter. December 21st at 8 p.m. Japan time, which would be 3 a.m. Pacific time.
Which is some time for me.
It'd be 6 a.m. Eastern time, 11...
Probably about 10 a.m., 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Chile time, I believe, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Tea time. That's in the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, tea time is like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
For you, it'd be 11sies.
Yeah, 11 a.m. You're right.
11sies just before luncheon. Then you've got tea.
I'll make sure I have some bacon and eggs and sausages ready.
They're going to be talking about patch 4.5 part 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know, right? And we will be talking.
Wait, we're not talking about patch 4.5 part 2 as in the part 2. I'm guessing it's patch 4.5 part 2 of the first part, not part 2 of patch 4.5.
Well, it's the second part of the patch 4.5 introduction.
Yeah, but don't expect it to be the March one.
Yeah.
Expect it to be the January.
Oh, I don't know.
That's confusing.
They may talk a little bit about...
there'll be a little bit about
Eureka.
it, but the main focus will be the January one.
Yeah, they haven't really said exactly what will be discussed. Just patch 4.5 stuff.
Yeah.
And things.
I'm guessing it'll be Eureka, 24-man raid, Blue Mage.
Well, they already did a good chunk on Blue Mage. I'm not sure they're going to talk more about it yet.
I think there'll be a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see. On December 21st.
I think it'll be gameplay.
Maybe. That'd be nice. But yeah, we'll be talking about that on the next episode as well.
Which is Klauss' birthday. Happy birthday.
Not yet.
On the 22nd, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks, yes. 2 weeks from today, in fact.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to talk a little bit about the next episode with people, because I believe we're going to also, at the same time, we'll do a holiday party for Phoenix Rising. So those of you who want to come join us, we'll have a holiday party. We'll do some giveaways, and we'll have some fun. So stop by. Well, there'll be more plans. We'll come up with more stuff on it, and we'll put out some more information about it in the next few days.
I feel like we should steal that Eureka idea.
Do what?
I feel like we should steal FanFest Eureka for the event. Yeah, the Eureka event for FanFest.
Oh.
I feel like we should steal that.
And I'll run around Pyros naked?
No, Animus.
Animos?
Yeah.
But the thing
The
is...
reason why I say Animus is because more people are going to be high enough level to judge it, therefore keep an eye on the players who are having aggro.
I see, yeah. Like I said, I'm max level in Pyros right now, so it'd be zero issue for me to help out, so...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that way a couple people can be the people that stand around just in case.
Or like we could maybe do it in Pagos, because like I said, there's a lot of people are already high enough level for Animos, but not
We'll see.
Pagos. We'll see. Like I said, last time we did a hide and seek. Yeah. We'll see what games we come up with to play and stuff like that. So I'll maybe have to ping Luna to see if she wants to help.
Hide the chili.
Anyway, that was dirty. Maybe. Speaking of Eureka, we're going to talk about Eureka. There was recently an article that was translated from Dengeki. It was an interview with Yoshi P and Mr. Ozma prior to FanFest.
Yeah. And
they talk all about Eureka with them. I'm going to go ahead and link the article for everybody in Twitch, if you guys want to follow along. I don't remember who the translator was, but I want to thank them. I found this on the subreddit, so we can find some good things out there. Besides, lots of bunny girl pictures and salt. So this article starts off talking about how Eureka was formed. The first question actually is, please tell us what was going on that led to the development of the Forbidden Land Eureka. And basically, Yoshida says, at the beginning, we really didn't have a specific plan about it other than wanting to develop a massive player content since the production of 4.0 began. And like I said, this is a translation, so do forgive me. I'm going to try and read it a little bit or try and maybe fix some of the grammar, but it's not going to be perfect, so I apologize in advance. Basically, they were looking to recapture the experience of first-gen MMOs, like exploring while killing monsters, and they said Diadem touched on that a little bit, but they wanted to kind of expand on that a little bit. They wanted a little bit more exploration. Something that played outside the rules of Final Fantasy XIV. So that, along with other reasons, that led to developing Eureka. The foremost reason was the lore between Eureka and Labyrinth of the Ancients that they've been wanting to revisit and wrap up sometime after 4.0. However, it seemed difficult to revisit since the storyline on Labyrinth of the Ancients was already finished by the time we were thinking about the Forbidden Land Eureka. So apparently they wanted to have those two kind of tied together, which is interesting.
Well, they teased it, didn't they? Because remember, Eureka is the land that's underneath Labyrinth of the Ancients.
Oh, that's true. In 3, right?
Yeah, and they teased it at the end of the I don't think it's the end of Labyrinth of the Ancients, but the end of that sort of raid cycle. Where
Crystal Tower, or was it the Circus Tower, or
Circus Tower, I think it was.
Well, because the last one was actually the World of Darkness.
Yeah.
So
no, it's this. It might have been the World of Darkness, actually. because remember they came out of the world of darkness. We're not there forever.
True.
And they had like an aether meter, and that's how they got into the world of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And then that dropped, and then it started beeping again when it fell off the screen. So that was like a tease to Eureka.
I guess I don't recall that. Bad me, I know.
Yeah.
Sarah would be
It's a
very
small
disappointed.
thing to remember.
That's true, but
So-
Sarah would still be very disappointed.
That's like my favorite cutscene. I still remember. I remember it so well, like it was yesterday. When the cat girls give you puff puff, poof poof,
Poof poof.
yeah, poof poof.
He said, also aside
Hey,
from
Susan.
he also says outside of that, he wanted to use Eureka in any way possible, and he requested that Oda-san build lore around that by establishing the connection that Eureka is the Isle of Val. Since we still had the lore about the disappearance of the Isle untouched, and it could be resolved in one shot together. So and after the Labyrinth of the Ancients thing kind of fell through, they decided to push it to the Isle of Val and the School of Baldessian. And that's the current story we have now.
Yeah.
I know I remember as I was reading through this, they had said that Mr. Ozma basically had free reign on the design of this zone. He actually designed all 50 of the Pyros Logos actions, which is kind of crazy. A really interesting thing that they had brought up was the fact that they wanted the Logos actions to be ready for Animos, but they weren't quite where they wanted them to be at this point. So they ended up having to push them back to Pyros for some reason. I don't know why they didn't bring them into Pagos, but they were maybe still trying to balance them.
Well, I remember that Pagos was developed almost right after Animos, so they probably
That is true. So the two were developed in rapid succession.
the same. I wouldn't be surprised if they developed at the same time.
Because a
They
lot.
just had to,
Go ahead. Sorry.
what they would have done is this kind of a standard thing for video game designers. Once, so that people aren't just sat around doing nothing. It's why people get confused when there's like another game announced or DLC announced right away. It's because a lot of the times, if the graphics designers are finished with the area, then they'll go on to like the next part of the project. So chances are, once the graphics designer had finished Animos, he probably moved right away to Pagos.
Yeah, and they probably had the storyline fleshed out for the entirety, probably relatively early on.
I'm going to guess once they did Animals.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably shot the storyline out, in one fell swoop, so they could figure out where to cut it off and where to, make all the different distinctions. The most difficult part was probably implementing a lot of the different what's the word I want here? The balancing the actions and making all of the little tiny things.
Eureka is pretty much just a test bed for every features in the game. So I feel like Eureka's elemental system was the test bed for Blue Mage's Circle of the Carnival, where it is.
Well, I know it's definitely an interesting thing. The Logos actions they had talked about, they're fully aware that they're absolutely unbalanced.
Oh yeah,
and that he's actually proud of that. What?
Anyway,
what were you gonna say?
I was like, hey, and then I'm like, yeah. I agree.
Oh, okay. You were saying hi to Maelstrom Radios.
Yeah, I was.
Hi, Maelstrom Radios. It's kind of interesting, Mr. Ozma wanted to put all these different actions in there, and he was like, talking to Yoshida, can we do that, please? It's like, as long as they don't leave Eureka. And I thought that was kind of funny.
That's because he remembers the glitch with Palace of the Dead.
yeah. We don't want another Ungermax, huh?
No, the Palace of the Dead glitch where you could bring Bombardas out.
Yeah, well, that and Ungermax.
Hungermax.
Yeah, the Ungermax from the Squadrons.
Lava Scorpions. Yeah, Hungermax.
Are you hungry again? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, Hungermax. That's what it is. You get so hungry that you get hungry and then punch things really hard. That's my canon.
No.
That's my canon.
Though they are saying that Logos actions will be carried over into Hydatos. But they're not going to be required.
Hydro City?
Well, the next portion of Eureka.
Okay. Hydro City.
Where
I'm sure everyone knows what that means.
no. I'm not. I don't. No.
Sonic 3?
No.
Oh.
No. Trying to go through. Let's see. There's so many. I mean, this is a 20-page article.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that
There we go. What did you do to differentiate from Diadem Explorations? They're both a similar mass player content. Mine were more about recapturing the good parts about the classic MMO experience, so we didn't have Diadem Exploration much to our minds. We simply explored and acknowledged what was good and bad about Diadem Exploration reflected out in Eureka. Okay.
I don't know. I think they kind of.
I liked first Diadem.
They tell us, okay, and then they say what was so good and bad about it. Well, they say, in the beginning, the Diadem exploration started off as to feel free to do whatever you want. But, everybody decided to do the specific things. I mean, that's me talking, not them. But then they were thinking that maybe there's too much freedom. And then later they changed to say, we'll give you a little bit of guidance for the progression, but they couldn't make any good balance with any of that. Yeah. Well, I think they were upset at the fact that everybody went to Dino Island to grind out fresh tracks.
I had to grind my Dino tracks.
Well, if we really want to go back to the whole thing, I think the biggest issue with Diadem was the fact that the gear was the stat weights and the available permutations you can get for your gear, it was way too open. You could either get really, 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 really crappy gear, or you can get some amazing, god tier, just unbelievable stats. Stuff that would actually, it was actually putting raid gear to shame. The eye level 210 stuff that we were getting. I mean, some of that was 4-stat gear.
Yeah.
So and it was really high numbers of substats. I remember the gear that I had coming out of Diadem was
better than some Savage.
It was way better than what was coming out of Gordius.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. And we were farming that instead of doing raid because it was going to help us with our raid.
Jigglypuff.
Well, we were hoping that it would help us get past Jigglypuff, but it never did.
Nobody gets past Jigglypuff easily.
But I think so.
I expect fingers getting easier through Jigglypuff.
What they ended up doing with the Animos gear, the job specific gear, where they put in 5 materia slots, I thought that was a great idea. They made the stats on the gear, the basic stats, they made it okay, but they made it so you could customize it how you wanted. Yeah. And that was actually something really nice. And I'm saddened that they didn't continue on with that in Pagos as much, and then at all. And then they did very little with it in Pyros. We do have the Pyros gear that we can get once you get all 50 Logos actions. You can then do a quest in order to get more gear for the different job types. It's not job specific like the Animos gear, but it is what it is.
And I heard it looks pretty cool as well.
Sorry, what was that?
I heard it looks pretty cool as well.
Some of it looks amazing, some of it looks kind of meh. Yeah. But what's the other thing that I found is that I'm liking in Pyros with the final weapon is you can actually customize its stats, and they went back to an RNG with that. I believe you can get 5 lines of stats on that gear on your weapon.
Oh, nice. Shame I need 2 count.
No, actually, no. They'll all you can get up to 200 of a substat on there, and you can choose whether to keep it or change it. So you can continuously, improve
really,
the gear.
The only stats you want are critical hit and direct hit, right?
Well, for most jobs, I would say yes. There's a few where you might want a little bit of skill speed, maybe to push you to the next tier. Because, you can get up to 1,000 of a substat if you go just with one specific substat. There we go.
Yeah.
But the odds of actually getting that are very, 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 very slim.
Oh, imagine getting 1,000 crit.
That would be insane.
Would it even work outside Eureka, or is it limited to Eureka?
I believe it works outside of Eureka. I don't believe it is a Eureka only item, because these are the relic weapons now.
Yeah.
These are designed to be something that you can use, if you don't want to raid or if you don't want to get the tome weapon. This is the third option for people who want to, quote unquote, casually work through to get, progression gear.
Because 1,000's a lot better than the 300 gear. 400.
But I believe the base stats are lower.
Yeah.
It may not have base stats at all. I actually haven't seen what the base stat weapons are for any of the weapons. Because I'm still not to that phase yet. I just finally got 20 logos actions, so I got the second step. I've been working on my red mage weapon for this, so I got my elemental tuck +2 now. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about those logos actions. You haven't gotten in there at all yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Are you familiar with how the system works?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, for those of you who might not be familiar with what it is, basically you go through and you can collect these little crystals from while you're in Pyros through a number of different ways. The way that they intended you to fight them was killing mobs. That was the number one way for you to get Logos actions, kill mobs. As you chain, you'll get these little Logos crystals, and they have different types of them. And they're sellable. Before you turn them in, they're sellable. You can put them on the market board. People make a lot of money off of some of those. Because some of them are really easy to get, and some of them are an absolute pain to get. Once you collect these crystals, you take them to Drake, and at that point, you then he will basically look at them and he'll tell you what type of crystal it is. And there are how many of them are there? Give me just a second. There's a number of sites that are there to help you figure out which types of logograms and the types of each one there are. So, like for me, I'm currently using fflogos.com. It helps you to keep track of the logos actions you've collected and the logograms that you have uncovered and which ones you still need. So, when you first find logograms, there are 8 different types: conceptual, fundamental, offensive, protective, curative, tactical, inimical. That's a hard word to say. And mitigative. Some of them are a lot more difficult to find than others. Like, for instance, tactical are found from heat lockboxes. Mitigative are found in gold bunny chests. Inimical are found from sprite adaptations. So, and then once you get them appraised, they can turn into any number of a different type of them, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. There are a total of 24 different types that you can collect from when you have them appraised. So it's a very somewhat complex system. And then you use these different ones that you have appraised, take them to the Logos machine. What do they call that thing? Do you remember, Chili?
The forge, I think.
No, that's not the forge.
Are you sure?
The forge is where you have your crystals
Okay.
forged up. Anyway, it looks like a little machine sitting out front of where Geralt is, and you take these different Logos crystals, and you can then use them to create Logos actions. And you have to then create all 50 of these in order to fully get through this portion of it and unlock the elemental armor. So the different ones that they have available are kind of cool. Like they have where you can have raise and cure on a DPS class.
Yeah, you can have death.
You can have a death spell. You can have a sprint spell, which basically makes you run faster than the mounted people. And that's true. You run so fast that you're actually faster than anybody who's got a mount, and it works while you're mounted, so you can go really fast.
You can get stealth.
Yep. There are still some mobs that are true sight, and we'll see right through it.
Yeah.
You can get something called Wisdom of the Plate Bearer, which increases your defense by 3,000 and your max HP by 50%. You can use that as any job other than a tank, because that would be kind of OP as a tank. But I actually used that today when I was in Pyros, and I had more HP than our tank did. Just a number of different.
Are the tank.
Yeah, and actually I think it increased my enmity as well. But yeah, there's a number of different actions that you can get, and some of them are pretty damn powerful. If you were able to use these outside of Eureka, it would be like easy mode.
Oh, they brought back Featherfoot.
They did. Featherfoot, and they brought back Eagle Eye Shot. They brought in Banish.
Stone Skin.
Yep, Stone Skin is in there. Smite.
Look,
Dispel.
Warrior can get Bloodbath again. They just have to go to Eureka.
Yep, Bravery. Rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Haymaker is in there. You remember, they took that away from Monk, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's back there.
Haymaker was when you dodged, you could attack.
Yep. So yeah, there's a lot of old actions that used to be, job actions that they took away. They brought them back in Logos, as well as a few, some of our favorites from other Final Fantasies.
By the way, a little fun fact: if you cast Death, if you cast Death at every recast time, you'll be able to cast it every time until you get kicked out, because the recast time is perfect. The amount of uses is the exact amount of time that you're actually in Eureka.
Oh, so basically you want to just keep hitting Death, huh?
Well, no, you can only use it like once every 5 minutes.
So always keep Death on cooldown then.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on bosses though.
That's fine.
I think the funniest action that I have seen so far though, Death is a cool one, but where is it here? It is the funniest, I think Catastrophe. Deals unaspected damage to all nearby enemies with a potency of 4,000, while dealing damage with potency of 999,999 to self. Basically, my Jingakure.
Yeah.
It's the explosion. It's the self-sacrifice. You blow up to kill enemies.
Klauss self-destructs.
Yes.
I'll shout to the enemies. I'll just run up and jump on their back and blow up.
Yeah, Kane is talking about reflect strats. That is a strat that they use for light gaining, and it's pretty OP. Let me find reflect here. I don't think that's one that I can get.
It's fine. This website, FFXIV logo decks, I can click and see all the things. I have to click all of them.
Yeah, there's a few different sites out there to help you figure out what you need. Yeah, creates a magic reflecting barrier around self or party member for 10 seconds. So
Oh my
basically,
god, bravery! Yay!
so having all of these actions and being able to use them is not required unless you want to get all the items.
Yeah.
You have to create them in the Logos manipulator. That's what it's called, the Logos manipulator, at least once to have found the recipe for it. But you don't have to use them ever, really. But some of these, I don't know why you wouldn't want to use them. Like Wisdom of the Plate Bearer is a pretty nice one, especially if you're going to be tanking a lot of enemies away from the different groups. If you're maybe in a smaller party and you're just trying to get as much damage out there as possible, that way you can take a few more hits without dying.
Yeah.
Or if you want to do some solo logogram collecting. Death is just a kind of a fun one, but I think that
you just use it on cooldown.
Yeah, I think the system is interesting, but it's not perfect. It is definitely flawed. I think the biggest flaw of the system is the fact that they're locking all of the items, all of the relic stuff behind it.
Yeah.
That is.
They'll nerf it with the patch.
We can hope. I mean, because I've currently created 21 different Logos actions, which means I have 29 to go. And there are a good number of them that I haven't even found the proper logograms for to make it. So, because some of those are very, very rare to come across while you're in Pyros. And you need to get to a certain point within the system, basically, before you can even start collecting them. Or you need to collect them very early on, which is what I learned too late. I discovered that some of the sprites will give certain logograms. I believe they will give the mitigative ones early on. Or you have to get really lucky and get them in gold chests. I think that's the ones it was, but most people will end up doing the farm the bunnies and then NM train, which is what I did to try and just get through it and get it done, right?
Yeah.
But, well, it is what it is. I really don't feel like de-leveling at all, but
I de-leveled a couple of times.
I'm actually pretty lucky. This is just on a side note. I have never lost XP in Eureka.
Oh, loads. I think I de-leveled 3 times once.
In one instance?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Well, no, one instance, just over time.
Oh, okay. I guess I've been pretty fortunate to always have been able to get a raise.
Yeah.
So, counting my blessings. But, Chille, what are some of your thoughts then as to how they've implemented Eureka and locking
I love the concept.
Go ahead. Sorry.
But I just want them to add a level sync, really. That's all I want. If they had that, then Eureka would be fine for me.
Level sync would be amazing. And we're not talking about syncing down to the level of a boss.
No, we're talking syncing down to the level of your party.
Yes, I mean, it's something they've had in Final Fantasy XI for ages. Yeah. Giving you the ability to sync within 2 levels of the lowest level of the person in your party. We have a lot of friends who are still level in the single digits in Anonymous.
Yeah.
So being able to go back and help them level up would be amazing. Or give people like us who decided to rush through and get to level 50 right away, sink back down to, say, level 36 or 7 and fight sprites would be amazing. It would definitely make it
nice.
A lot easier to farm up specific logograms. It would give us a chance to help other lower level people level up in a, fun and interesting way other than just NM train rush. That has been my biggest complaint. When they went in and they patched Pyros, they put way too much XP on the bosses, on the Fates.
I don't know. They
When you're getting 9 million XP from the level 49 and 50 bosses, there's something wrong. And even early on, I think I was getting 2 million, 2.5 million. It only took 6 or 8 NMs to level. If that.
No, by the time that happened, Pyros was about to come out, so...
No, I'm talking Pyros.
Oh, okay.
When you get to Pyros, I mean, if you follow the NM train and you get a lot of NMs, man, that XP is just amazing. And if you do your challenge log once you're 35 plus, I mean, you're getting millions of XP for your challenge log.
I think they've realized that people just want to rush through it.
But then again, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Is they put the XP in the wrong location.
Yeah.
I am of the opinion where if they had put a boost to XP for the mobs, the different monsters that are sitting out in the open world and giving you a boost to the experience for chaining those, that would have been a lot better for people, and people wouldn't be struggling to try and farm up logograms right now. That's just my opinion. Because I'm finding it to be the most difficult to farm up those specific logograms so I can get all the actions, so I can get through and get all of the weapons that I want. I mean, I'm still going to go kill NMs because I'm going to need Pyros crystals.
Yeah.
But in order to be able to get all of those items, I still need to get all of the Logos actions, and you can only get so far doing the NM train because they don't drop hardly anything.
Yeah. Hydrate, best sister should be hydrated.
I have my water here. How about you, Chili?
I have energy drinks. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, okay?
Okay. They are mainly water.
And I have water as well because I balance between energy and water.
So what about you guys out there listening live on Twitch? Do you guys have any ideas as to what are your thoughts on the Eureka system? I mean, you can feel free to jump into the Discord if you want. We would love to hear your opinions there.
Yeah, Ken, that's why I mix between water and energy drink. But yeah, I'd love to know what your opinions are, guys.
So let's go back into that article and see if we can find some more interesting questions to read the answers to. The person asking the questions had said the first time they entered the instance all by themselves, they found themselves in a party with everyone else. It was surprising. He said it was a different experience for sure. And
then he realized he was a dragoon and had to shout for hours.
They had hoped to introduce Eureka in patch 4.1, but they had many works to finish for 4.0. They ended up with 4.25 instead to make sure the content was more fully developed, even if it meant delaying the release. I forgot that they pushed it that far back.
Yeah, it was quite far back compared to, in fact, remember it was even announced at FanFest.
Yeah, that was one of the big announcements at FanFest 2016 was Eureka, and then we didn't get it until almost 2018.
Yeah.
Or was it 2018?
It'll be 2018.
Yeah. Or if it wasn't, it was damn close.
Yeah.
And then they talk a little bit about the death. Okay, she says Eureka showcases the charms of a first-gen MMO because the system was put with so much effort. Was there anything you would say is a success? And Mr. Ozma said the death penalty had mixed options, but he's glad to have it implemented. I am personally, I don't care either way.
I don't care, but I kind of like it. It's different.
It makes you feel like there's actually a penalty to dying, for one.
There is already a kind of a penalty to die. It's just not that bad. The fact you got to go repair stuff.
Well, I'm just saying, most people don't care about that.
Yeah.
Repairing gear has been something we've been doing forever.
Yeah. I remember back in the 2.0 days where it was annoying.
Yeah.
Nick and I added Animals released in 4.25, which was the third. Oh, you're writing in British? No, you're writing in American.
Yeah,
damn it.
March 13th. So it's been out for less than a year.
So there's not 13 months in a year.
Lousy smarch weather. Yeah, it's March 3rd, according to you, the way you read it.
January. The January. Jamsember.
Jamsember. Lots of little questions. They talk a little about the bunnies. It gets on your nerves when you're venturing in dangerous areas when a single death takes 12 million experience away at elemental level 50.
Those bunnies.
Yeah, I even died 3 times myself while in pursuit of those bunny coffers. I mean, seriously, there is one area in Pyros where, as a level 50, I don't like to go because there are so many mobs that are true sight that bunch up together, and yeah. And then you finally get there after 8 minutes, and you get a bronze coffer, and you want to strangle that goddamn bunny. I think the most aggravating thing about the bunnies, though, is the fact that random AoEs can kill them.
Okay.
Did you know that?
No.
If an enemy's AoE hits a bunny, it'll knock it out.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, I've been traveling with my bunny, and people will have like a train of different mobs behind them, and they're just behind me. And maybe my bunny will be just at the edge of it when it goes off, and it will take him out. And I'll be like, damn it, my bunny!
And me.
My bunny is dead.
My bunny and me.
I don't know. So,
it's this new sitcom, My Bunny and Me.
How about no?
Oh, how about yes?
No, let's not. So yeah,
the rest of the Twitch chat, should it be a thing? Anyway,
make
back to
it
Eureka
part of the Phoenix Down Radio. Never mind. So, what feedback from Animos was reflected in Pyros' direction of development? Probably the most was the overdone recreation of the classic MMO experience, even including the parts that made harsh. What the heck?
Parts that were made harsh.
Parts that were made harsh. Parts that made harsh. I don't understand that. I thought it would be an... No.
Parts that make harsh.
I agree, Fair Eyes. No. Yeah, there's like I said, there's so much of this to go through. I thought this would be... I was hoping we would have the ability to go back and forth a little bit more and bounce the ideas off of it, but there's just so much to go through.
Yeah. So that was planned earliest of the early plans.
What?
That was the question. So that was planned earliest of the early plans.
Congratulations.
We originally planned to have both in the beginning, but only focused on... oh, that was a Logos thing.
Okay.
Some of these questions are the best part. So by any means, Logos actually seem to be just the spice. The spicy.
The spice? The spice flows freely?
Okay, next week content is patch 4.55.
Yep.
It's not patch 4.5, most rapid work for patch 4. We almost were ready for 4.5, but we're not pushing that kind of step too soon.
Now that Pyros is patched, what is the player's reception? It's about the level that they expected. It seems that they learned from experience of making Animus and Pagos. In Pyros, they intentionally placed loopholes in balance that would break here and there. So they did that on purpose. They made, like I said, the Logos actions are broken in some spots. But it's.
They also mentioned how. Sorry, Cal.
No, I was just gonna say it's definitely it put a twist on what people were thinking, and it allows people to either get through it a little faster or at whatever pace they want, I guess.
Yeah. Like using Logos Reflect.
Oh yeah.
And in the Hunt of Destructive Magic of Midara with Logos Charge,
which is catastrophe to us.
Yes, like Hunt's using Logos from Logos Charge, ignores hologram before headed for all of those. That's cool. Look, that kind of sucks, but it makes sense that hologram wouldn't work.
I suppose that it probably doesn't work for what's the warrior action? Holmgang.
Omega. And for Dark Knight, it's
Living Dead.
That one move. Yeah, that one move.
But yeah, overall, if you guys want to go through all of the this entire thing, like I said,
because we don't. It's long.
It is very long. Like I said, I was hoping to have a little more of a conversation on it, but I put another link to it for you guys if you want to read through it, all of it. Basically, what I'm getting from all of this is I'd like Eureka in a lot of ways, but my biggest complaint is how they locked the relic behind it.
It's not just that, it's the fact that there's no way to level sync and play with your friends. If there's a way to do that, I don't think it'd be too bad.
I agree. Like I said, that's something that I really hope that they bring within the Eureka system soon. Like I said, it's not as much of a deal breaker for me. The only reason I really have to run Eureka is because I want the relic.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get those items, but especially in Pyros, having to unlock every single Logos action to get everything, and the struggle to try and find some of those logograms is a little bit daunting.
Yeah.
Kane in the chat is saying he hates how the community devolved from Animos to Pagos.
Yeah, that's true. Animos, it was really nice, and Pagos, are just people that wouldn't do stuff.
Yeah, and I liked Animos' system a lot better. It was simple.
Yeah.
You go and you collect crystals.
Yeah.
3 different types of crystals, basically. Well, I'm calling the feathers a crystal, just for simplification. You've got Animos crystals, you've got Eureka crystals, and then you've got the Pazuzu feathers.
Well, like, you're talking about the Animos crystals. You got Animos crystals, and then you got the it wasn't crystals as well. It was
there were 2 different types of actual crystals that you needed.
Yeah.
I thought they were Eurekan crystals.
That was it, Eurekan crystals.
That's what I thought whatever they were called. You needed so many of each of those to get your weapons and your armor. But you could get those just by doing the content. So whatever you were doing, you were making progress. I liked that. Pagos came out and they introduced... They changed it up. I'm trying to remember exactly how Pagos went. I kind of slept through it, to be honest with you.
Well, you really had the crystals, didn't you?
Well, yeah, Pagos, you had to farm with your teapot.
Yeah. The kettle, which is in Pyros, isn't it, as well? You need 2 kettles to redo your stats.
Well, I'm not there yet, because I haven't gotten 30 Logos actions yet.
Well, you need 2 kettles if you want to re-roll your stats. One if you're a paladin.
Well, I thought you needed one for the shield too.
Shield, yeah. One for the shield, one for the weapon.
But anyway, so I mean, it was still basically you would get light as you were progressing through the content.
Yeah.
So you were making progress. But like I said, it was another bit that they added to it that you had to get, and it was only for the weapon. There was no armor in Pagos.
Yeah, which sucked because I like the armor.
And then they introduced the elemental conflicts, the bunny fates. When they first came out,
at first was rubbish.
They were worthless. Nobody did them. They got no experience, and people were dying at them, so people said, the hell with this, I'm not doing it. There's no major reward for it, especially early on, because those bunnies would take you to areas that would kill you.
Yeah. Like it did me a couple of times.
Yes, so nobody did them. The bunnies would just sit there, and they'd sit there, and yeah. Even with cool items as a possible reward in the chests, nobody did them.
Well, yeah, it's no worth risking dying
to get some random crappy materia. So yeah, and then the entire feeling within Pagos, it was a change in attitudes. Kane was right. People were more focused on just running back and forth between NMs.
Yeah.
The way the design of the zone itself was also a turnoff. Having those choke points with the dragons.
Oh, those are the worst.
That turned me off of Pagos for a very long time.
So I found something out at FanFest I didn't know.
What's that?
You can sleep the sleeping dragons.
Yeah, you could. They crowd control was a thing in Eureka. Still is.
Because you had that race, and the only reason why he got ahead of me was because he was casting sleep.
Oh, you had somebody who was a black mage?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, no, we didn't win. The opponent won. I got so close as well. Close.
But
no, I did like the fact that it was two sets of Lalafels. One in pig costumes and the other in, I can't remember what it was now.
Reindeer,
that was it.
Yeah, there was, actually, they were mixed in between. It was orange and blue.
Blue, yeah.
Were the two teams.
I think with a nod to red versus blue, but without being copyrighted.
Basically. But now with Pyros, the XP on the NM train is huge, so people can get through it relatively quickly once you get in there.
Yeah.
The bunny fates now give experience, and they pop quite frequently, so people are actually doing them. It is a decent way to get some pretty cool stuff, including logograms. You don't get, there's different ones spread out depending on what type of chest you get, but it is a legit farming strategy. However, the fact that you have to have so many of them unlocked to progress, that is my biggest pet peeve in Pyros. And I think you'll see it too once you get there.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any ideas on that? I mean, I'm assuming you're planning on getting in there at some point, right?
Yeah, I hope to one day.
I would love to hear what somebody in the chat thinks.
I don't think anyone else has actually made it to Virus in our chat.
Well, I know Luna is level 50 now as well.
There's Luna in the chat.
But she's not. But she's the only other person that I know.
Luna Vox. Okay, the owner, she's back in Lust, right?
Yes. I think she's in game, but I'm not sure what she's doing.
Role playing.
Well, one thing that they're talking about, moving forward now, I'm going into the next section of it here, I guess, because I do want to talk a little bit about, they're giving a little bit of information. You'll be able to finish the storyline by just progression. So, I mean, you don't have to get all the items in order to progress.
Yeah, the new dungeon idea sounds cool.
be interesting to see what that is. Hopefully it's not just another emergency deployment.
Well, I said it's like big public dungeons, the whole area, so it can't exactly be emergency missions because otherwise it would be the area.
And if this interview took place before FanFest and they said that it's almost done then, it must be damn near completion now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd be surprised. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll see it before March.
Maybe.
I hope so. I hope we don't have to wait until March to get it, because I would like a little bit of time to actually be able to enjoy progression through it, not rush to get through it before 5.0 drops. Because realistically, that's only 3 months.
Yeah, but if it's the main content for that patch.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that we're only going to have 3 months to get through it, to get the last bit of relic, that's kind of sad and kind of shitty.
Yeah. Well, it gives us 3 months to enjoy Blue Mage.
2.5 months, really.
Yeah.
Well, people will be continuing to enjoy Blue Mage for quite a while. I don't plan on rushing through it. I plan on you know, leveling it a little bit here and there, maybe a couple times a week on stream. But
I don't know if I'd want to stream Blue Mage. It depends on how random the random abilities are.
Yep. So they're saying Hidatos is the finale of Eureka. It's going to close the Eureka storyline. There won't be anything after that regarding it. All right, I'm not going to read any more because I don't want to spoil any of the storyline. So,
okay.
Because there are more spoilers within that. So if you don't want to be spoiled on it either, maybe you want to cut off at about page 16. So, final thoughts on that, Chille?
Really good interview.
I mean, like, it was an interesting read. I will give it that. Yeah. I guess I cut off at the very end on reading through it. Because I wanted to see what their thoughts were on the actual creation of it and their ideas.
Saya Mayo is also in Pagos. Sorry, I went to check my friends list.
Again, it was one of those. It's a more popular piece of content than Diadem. We'll give it that. It's had more staying power than Diadem ever did. Is it as much fun as Diadem was in the beginning? I'm not sure. I loved Diadem right away. I might be one of the few who did, but I got into some very good groups with good friends. We had a blast doing it. And like I said, I look upon that, pretty fondly. We had a lot of fun. We had some good times in Animos, but I have not had that same emotion in Pagos or Pyros. What about you, Chille?
Yeah, I agree. I had a lot of fun in Animos, but Pagos with the community just killed it for me. So, yeah.
So I want everybody out there who's listening, let us know. What are your thoughts on Eureka? Do you think it was successful? Do you think that it needs a lot of improvement? Do you think that it should have been scrapped and had something else done? We really would like to hear your thoughts on that. You can tweet at us at phxdnradio or email podcast@phoenixdownradio.com. So, we'll go ahead and put a pin on that for now. Let me get back into the show notes then. But one last thing I actually should say. While I was in Pyros today, I actually had somebody shout at me. So I'm going to give them a shout back. Yeah. Kai Zen from Exodus. They said that they loved the show. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Love hearing from you guys. And like I said, I hope that you enjoy this show and your shout out here. And they said that they listen to the podcasts while they are sitting in Eureka grinding. So It makes sense. It depending on what you're doing,
Yeah.
it is kind of brainless. I mean, I was watching some anime while I was doing that earlier today, so maybe I'll tell you what anime if you listen to the anime podcast from psu.com.
Yeah, which will be live tomorrow night on psu.podbean.com.
Yeah, and I'll probably actually be there again this time. I took a few weeks
Yeah.
off now, so
Yeah, we'll be doing a certain podcast special.
all right.
I watched all of it in like 2 days.
Any last thoughts?
Eureka, it exists.
It
Some
sure
people
does.
do. It's
You don't have anything else to say about it either, do you?
no, not really, no.
And that's kind of sad. That's really kind of sad.
I'm looking forward to the public dungeons, but I'm not looking forward to them. It's like that meme picture where it's like I expected nothing but still was disappointed.
All right, and since we don't have a Sarah, we're not going to have any lore this week, but he promised us he's going to have something really special for the next show.
Christmas lore!
Maybe. We'll see.
Yay.
So, guys, that's going to do it for this episode.
I have a scorpion with your tail so bright. Can you lead my sleigh tonight?
No. If you liked what you heard, please make sure to like, subscribe, or follow us here on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or whatever your preferred podcatcher is. You can also check us out on YouTube.
I saw Mummy petting lava scorpion last night underneath the.
I'm going to have to mute you pretty soon, Chille.
We'll go around a surprise announcement next week. Get ready. Big shocking announcements coming from Mugo Go Around coming soon. From me and Paul, big shocking announcements.
Can I do the outro here?
No, one more thing.
You can do your one more thing on when we.
I need to end the show this week with. Am I ending the show or do you want to do the outro?
We're just doing the outro, then we're gonna do the shout outs. Come on.
Okay, good. Okay.
You should know how this goes, Chille. Damn it.
We'll go around announcement soon.
Okay, you can talk about that in a little bit. If you really dig the show, please consider using a subscription here at twitch.tv/PhoenixDownRadio. If you have like Amazon Prime, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription that you can use on your favorite streamer. And if you happen to think that we're your favorite streamer and use it on us, we'd greatly appreciate that. Just don't let it go to waste. Make sure to use it on somebody who is deserving of it. Or you can also consider being a patron at patreon.com/PhoenixDownRadio, like the amazing Aurori Fenrir. All proceeds we get through those options go towards growing the show. We use it for hosting costs and some fun giveaways. But no matter what type of support you give us, whether it's likes, retweets, subscriptions, or whatever, it's always greatly appreciated because we really love interacting with you guys. Again, you can catch this episode and all of our backlog of episodes, as well as We'll Go Round, out at our website, phoenixdownradio.com. You can catch us out on Twitter at PHXDNRadio. And if you want to join our Facebook group, it is facebook.com/group/PhoenixDownRadio. Now, Chille, you can do your shout outs and your announcements.
Okay. Well, first I want to shout out She Heals I Tank. Because I've said that if they reach 500 followers on Twitter, I will give away a Fenrir mount. So, yeah, if they reach 500 followers, they're currently at 494, they will get a Fenrir mount. So, yeah. And I also want to shout Mugo Around Radio, which has a very surprise announcement. And I'm just going to leave it with Angela Review, which is an anagram of what we mean. So if you can work out what that anagram is, you'll know. And a shout out to PlayStation Universe. Go check them out. We just covered the VGAs, which was fun. A shout out to Mouse Radio, twitch.tv/Mouse Radio. They've just rebooted the show And now they're a general gaming podcast to help the community. Shout out to Shields Tankers as obvious. So yeah, that's my shout outs. Also, I might do a ephemeral amount for Phoenix Down as well. Maybe you'll find out at Christmas.
Ooh.
Do it say about lava scorpion rings? Are you listening? Anyway, yeah.
And I just want to shout out everybody who is checking us out here live at Twitch. Everybody who listens to us out on the podcast. Chille, to you for being an amazing co-host who's here regardless.
I'm always here.
To Sarah, who is hopefully enjoying a wonderful Saturday. To Luna, who is just an amazing person. To Kane, awesome co-leader of Phoenix Rising Free Company. To Nick Nar, who is a really awesome person. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at PHXDN_KLAUSS. Chille is at MGR_Chille, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Because I know you changed it.
Chille.
Yeah. So yeah, for my co-host Chille, I'm Klaus Nightbringer, wishing everybody a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining us. Take care.
Our course is just.
Phoenix Down Radio is a production of PhoenixDownRadio.com and Illusion Productions. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. In-game content for Phoenix Down Radio is the copyright of Square Enix. Opening music for Phoenix Down Radio is provided by Guilty Gear Rock You. Check out the Metal Chocobo theme cover and many other music videos at youtube.com/Guilty Gear Rock You. Closing music for this episode is provided by Guitar Wanker 90. Please check out their full version of Matoya's Cave and other rock video game covers at youtube.com/Guitar Wanker 90. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of Phoenix Down Radio and its hosts and do not reflect the views of Square Enix.